IVM.
Have you really noticed that people who really need to get fit are actually the ones who are not motivated enough or easily fall off the bandwagon before they can actually make it a lifestyle? Whereas the people who have good health and fitness statistics seem to have it all under control, or they look like they've completely figured it out. And I'm sure the people who are not very motivated constantly tell the people who are super fit that, yeah, for you it's very easy and all of that. But clearly, knowing the right thing to do and doing the right thing to do are actually two different things, because it's not like the unfit people don't know that they're not supposed to eat sugar or they're supposed to exercise every day. They all know it. But then what is stopping us? And especially I've received a lot of requests from people asking me to talk about motivation and how to stick to a particular routine or stick to working out and enjoying it. So that is why I have come up with this thought of Tabata Tuesdays and Thriving Thursdays, which is, according to me, a perfect mix of action and motivation. Tuesday to kickstart your active lifestyle, and every Thursday I will share how my learnings from sport, fitness and spirituality have not only helped me survive but to thrive in my personal and entrepreneurial life, which today I can call as my kinetic life. The last 7 months at Kinetic Living have been really demanding due to a lot of changes happening, and I refuse to back down when difficulties are at peak. And in fact, I go even more full throttle, call it a personality a problem, or just that I never back down. And it has been a grueling 7 months and I can see the results. And while I'm so grateful and so happy to see where things are going and even how I feel about myself, my work, and towards my students, there have been times where I really feel overwhelmed. And these are natural ways of my body and my mind going through a catharsis. This is what happened last weekend when, after a grueling week, I was coaching and suddenly I had a surge of emotions coming up and I was welling up and it felt really overwhelming. However, I just used all my knowledge and my breath to sort of bring me back to the present, and I really started focusing on the coaching session and I was able to get through it, and luckily it was just the last one. After that, I was sitting down and I put on some good calming music and I laid down in Shavasana. I was focusing on my breath and I just allowed myself to feel what I was feeling, because sometimes when things are going at such a fast pace, we forget to feel what we are thinking, or we forget to actually acknowledge our thoughts, which is what I did. And suddenly I felt like a big load just was taken off of my chest and I completely burst out into tears, and it was me alone in the studio, and I sat down and literally it felt like I was pouring my heart out to Kinetic Living. And this was the first time ever that I have ever had a dialogue with Kinetic Living as a separate entity. So it felt weird doing it, but I was doing it mentally and just tears rolling down my cheeks, and it felt so good. And believe it or not, I was coming to record the Tabata Tuesdays podcast just after that. So it felt so good and so relieving and felt so light after that I'm glad I did it. And which got me thinking later on that evening that the word space actually has such a beautiful meaning that we have forgotten to actually respect or communicate with the space we work in. And that's why we talk about energies in a space and why people suddenly vibe to a particular place. Because space, if you take the S out, is pace. And if you take the P out, then it's ace, which means your space and the pace at which you work towards your progress can actually help you ace at whatever is it that you're doing. And when I say pace, I don't mean the speed. I actually mean the intensity and the kind of hard work and the kind of thought and intelligence and skill that you're willing to put in to develop yourself or your body of work or your ideas, or it could be a relationship as well. And isn't that true for all our homes, all our offices? So I would really urge you to think of your own spaces, because I've realized that if I just bring myself to good, energetic, and spaces that are vibrating with the right frequency, then it elevates your own performance and you can ace anything you want. If we think about the spaces where we work or we live in, we can actually respect it and be in those spaces which are vibrating with more positive frequencies, and be around people who have more positive energy. And you can see that you will already be on the path to acing at whatever is it that you want to do, because the right kind of energy is supporting you and pushing you through, especially if you are going at a great pace in your own personal journey, which means you also have to put in the hard work. I'd really want you to look at the term my space or your space not only as the freedom to do what you want, but also as an energy field that can elevate your mindset from the survival mode to the thriving mode. This is Coach Urmi on Thriving Thursdays. Stay strong.
Hi, my name is Anubha Gupta. I'm B50 on Twitter. I am the host of Paisa Paisa, the show that talks money. On my show, I speak to experts from every field of money and finance, from stock markets, equities, debt funds, credit cards, life insurance, every possible area of money and finance that you can think of. We even did an episode on cryptocurrency. I've got fantastic guests from mutual funds to personal finance experts everywhere. Robo-advisory, startups, just name it, we've got it. At Paisa Paisa, we help you make smart decisions about money. You work hard for money. Now make your money work hard for you. New episodes out every Monday, and you can listen to my show on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you have.
Did you know that Parsis in Mumbai, instead of being left at the Tower of Silence after they die, are now cremated? And why? Because a cow fell sick in the early 1990s. Did you know that the smog in Delhi is caused by something that farmers in Punjab do, and that there's no way to stop them? Did you know that there wasn't one gas tragedy in Bhopal, but three? One of them was seen, but two were unseen. Did you know that many well-intentioned government policies hurt the people they're supposed to help? Why was demonetization a bad idea? How should GST have been implemented? Why are all our politicians so corrupt when not all of them are bad people? I'm Amit Varma, and in my weekly podcast, The Seen and the Unseen, I take a shot at answering all these questions and many more. I aim to go beyond the seen and show you the unseen effects of public policy and private action. I speak to experts on economics, political philosophy, cognitive neuroscience, and constitutional law so that the insights can blow not only my mind, but also yours. The Seen and the Unseen releases every Monday. So do check out the archives and follow the show at seenunseen.in. You can also subscribe to The Seen and the Unseen on whatever podcast app you happen to prefer.